and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw. We are here in Fresno, California, getting ready to put on a good show for you tonight. How are you doing, Plastic?
I'm thinking about a weird soft drink that has a very similar name to Fresno, but I can't think about it. Fresco?
I think so? Fresca? Fresca.
Fresca.
That's
Fresca.
it. That's it. I wish I had a nice can of that right now. But what I do know is we got Cesaro in action right away here in California. How awesome is that? I don't even know. I don't know why I'm talking like this at all, Plastic.
I mean, he got some roots here in California due to the time that he spent at PWG and all that stuff. So, you know, the California crowd likes Cesaro.
That's good. That's good. It's good. Of course, you know, Sheamus in action a few weeks back didn't get quite the match he was hoping for, I'm sure, and trying to, I think that was for the Intercontinental Championship. Let me check my notes real quick. Not the actual belt, but number one contendership, I believe. That is correct. Yep, Apollo Crews won that match.
Yes, he did, and that was a fantastic match here. Who's this?
Well, none other than Keith Lee, making his second match on Monday Night Raw. His first singles match. Of course, he was also a member of that Fatal 4-Way a few weeks back. So, good to see him make his singles match debut, whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Just singles debut is fine.
Words are hard.
You're adding too much, man.
I am.
Just take some time and bask in his glory, why don't you?
I should. I'm a little wired on the caffeine, man. We just left Denver last week, then we were in West Virginia, and, well, now here we are in California. It's like, I gotta try and stay awake.
Like, you think we would start doing, like, a loop, but we're just kind of bouncing all over the place. So now we're on the far west coast. Like, I say next week we're gonna end up in England or something.
I wouldn't doubt it. And then, of course, the week after that, we're gonna be in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. You saw it at the beginning of the show. UCB Mania is coming up in 2 weeks' time. Everybody, make sure you're sticking around, hanging out. All the information is kicking around somewhere around this video.
Yeah, that's a new thing that our production crew actually slapped together, and I'm pretty impressed with it. It's all right there.
Yeah,
it's good to see that.
Yeah, it's very good to see. And here we go. This match is getting underway, and instantly into a belly-to-belly suplex.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was a suplex. That was a belly-to-belly toss or something. There was no suplex to that.
No, you're absolutely right. But I gotta say, kudos to our production team there with that little promo video for UCB Mania, starting off the show with a nice little advertisement and bringing us straight into this amazing action. And when I say amazing action, let me tell you, everybody, we've got quite the card for you tonight. Your world champion is in action. The number one contender to the World Championship is in action. Keith Lee is making his singles debut. Well, what could be better than that?
I got nothing. A nice cold can of Fresca.
That would be about right. But as you saw there, Cesaro went for that European uppercut. Keith Lee unfazed into an immediate, very high dropkick.
My God. Okay, I thought he was going to go for it again.
Would have been 3 in a row. It would have been pretty impressive on Keith Lee's part to hit the same move 3 times and Cesaro to just let it happen. But catching the leg there from a kick and into a clothesline.
we got any stipulations about this match here, or is this just a match letting Keith Lee sort of figure out the land and the what's even the word? The groundwork of the Raw? I don't know where I'm going with this.
The groundwork, I believe, is the correct term. But as far as I know, this is a match, a lay of the land, and it's also got some contendership ties for the Intercontinental Championship as well. So is the match following this, actually, where some people are trying, Cesaro and Matt Riddle in particular, trying to improve their odds at entering championship contention. So they need to work their way up the proverbial ladder, if you will.
Ladder works.
Yeah.
Ladder solid.
Oh, in for a crossface here. Cesaro pulled that out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, but Keith Lee able to toss him off there. Pretty much no trouble.
Snap suplex, and looked like Keith Lee kind of wrapped his leg around the middle rope as well. That could come back to haunt him near the end of this match.
I don't even know what you would call that.
Just a vicious powerbomb.
That was... tied him up like a pretzel and then just tucked him up on his shoulders and tossed him.
Very impressive for Cesaro as well to be able to lift Keith Lee that high and hold him there as long as he did as well. Something else to point out.
I don't think that you should ever underestimate the strength of Cesaro. He's an absolute freaking monster.
That's a good point. And there we see that belly-to-belly toss once again. My God.
It'd be nice to see Keith Lee pull out this victory. He was in a huge major slump on SmackDown.
That is...
And, you know,
that is
Raw
very correct.
picked him up. So I want to see something come from... I want to see something come of him over here on the red brand.
I think it would be fantastic. Oh! Wow. I think that would be a fantastic turn of events for Keith Lee as he just sprints around, knocks over the ref bot, and goes in for an elbow drop to the lower lumbar region of Cesaro.
Oh, you see the strength of like Keith Lee there? He went and actually knocked over the ref bot with, you know, ease.
Absolutely. One-handed spine buster. And Keith Lee puts away Cesaro like he's nothing.
Is that Keith Lee's first singles win?
On Monday Night Raw, yes. I actually don't know if he's ever won a singles match on SmackDown.
I don't remember these things.
So it might
You're the
actually
stats
be
guy.
his first ever singles win. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
he put down a mighty, formidable opponent in Cesaro. So I'm happy to see it.
Congratulations, Keith Lee. Apologies to Cesaro, who was trying to improve his record, as you mentioned earlier. But Keith Lee is indeed limitless and pulls out the victory.
Since Cesaro was trying to up his way to the Intercontinental Championship, I can only assume that it means the same thing for Keith Lee, which now puts him at 1-0, 100% win rate on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that's a very important asterisk you got to add there.
Yes, I believe he was like either 0-6 or 1-6 on SmackDown.
It was not a good record at all.
No, that is for sure. And someone else with not the best record right now, 2-4. Matt Riddle, the first World Heavyweight Champion of this series, as he pinned Adam Cole on the first night of Monday Night Raw. Became the champion for all of a month. Rusev took it from him, and he's kind of been downhill ever since.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it here, Astra. He's nice and relaxed after last week. It was his official day of the year, so Matt Riddle is good. Matt Riddle is ready. Don't know who his opponent is, though, so...
It's going to be... I'm not 100% sure who his opponent is, but I'm happy to see him back on the show, as Matt Riddle, of course, absent for the past couple of months. I think the last time we saw him might have been the Rumble, but I'm not 100% sure.
We saw him last week. He was kicking around, leaving a trail of smoke everywhere he went.
Sorry, I mean wrestling.
In action.
Yeah. I've seen him backstage, but, you know, well, I've seen the cloud of smoke backstage. But he's got quite the opponent tonight, Plastic, as he's going one-on-one with the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship.
And his opponent from Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing in.
Sorry, I was just listening to, I was listening to Greg there.
That's totally fine.
So Matt Riddle, is he trying to take the wind out of Apollo Crews' sails here and try to get his number one contendership? Is that what's going on here?
I don't think the contendership is on the line, but if Matt Riddle can pull a victory over Apollo Crews right here, it can only mean huge things for him in the long run.
Okay, because yeah, if he beats Apollo Crews now and Apollo somehow gets the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, then he'll have the King of Pros just sort of lingering in the background saying, hey man,
I beat you once.
You remember, remember a couple weeks back?
Mm-hmm. Not only that, but Matt Riddle is responsible for Apollo Crews getting a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity back, I believe, just after TLC.
I'll just say sure.
I don't remember the exact dates. I just remember that it did happen with a nice little series of chain wrestling there from the two of these fine wrestlers, and arm drag takedown. Vicious clothesline as well, and Apollo Crews just going straight to the point. Count of one though.
Just watching Apollo Crews here. Matt Riddle is more of a wrestling, grappling, also striking. I'm interested to see how Apollo Crews is going to try to counteract the style here.
Absolutely. Northern Lights suplex from Apollo Crews. It's seeming like he's trying to hit Riddle with all of the most damaging moves he can right off the gate. Like that terrible, vicious scoop German suplex. And a drop kick to the side of the head. Oh my.
Yeah, Apollo's doing pretty good here so far, going against the former World Heavyweight Champion, as you mentioned there before. So, I mean, maybe him winning this match here, but not winning the Intercontinental, maybe that could mean something for him for the future.
That's very true. Very, very true. And now wrenching the neck of Matt Riddle again. But also, did you notice that Olympic Slam out of nowhere?
No, sorry, I was staring at a sign in the background.
No problem.
Easily distracted.
Apollo Crews throwing shades at Kurt Angle. Of course, we saw him a few weeks back at King of the Ring, hitting that Olympic Slam and just taking down Matt Riddle. Oh my God, what was that elbow drop?
Just adding a little bit of style to it, a little bit of flash. You got to do that every now and then.
Dragon screw takedown. Matt Riddle now trying to take things back into his own corner.
But Apollo Crews right back on top of him with that bridging suplex, immediately picking him up. What are you doing, Apollo? Just smacking him.
Just smacking him. Tried to go for the punt kick, but didn't quite make it. Oh, gut wrench? No, mate. Okay, this is this is a strange way to set up a gut wrench suplex, but you know what, Matt Riddle? I won't take it from you because that was impressive.
Matt Riddle just wants to add a little bit of style and flash his moves as well, too. Don't take it from him. Let him have it.
Oh, a couple of palm chops here, and a roundhouse kick to the side of the head, taking Apollo Crews down and rolling out of the ring. Big knee to the chin. And the referee starts his count, and look, we got another gut wrench suplex here.
No, same thing on the outside here, but it's on the outside, so it kind of sucks.
It's a hard concrete floor there for Apollo Crews to be hitting, and don't forget, in 2 weeks' time, Apollo Crews is going one-on-one with Roderick Strong, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. Screw that. The longest reigning champion on Monday Night Raw, period.
I was about to say, there's more to it than that. His title reign is impressive, but it's even more impressive than what you're giving it credit for, as Matt Riddle, I guess, I thought he was going for some elbow strikes to the head, but Apollo Crews able to wiggle out of it.
Very impressive maneuver there from Apollo Crews, and scooping behind to get that little suplex there.
Belly to back takedown.
That's the one, not a suplex.
It's all right.
I'll get these terminologies down one of these days. I've only been at this for 2 years almost.
Oh God, it's been that long. How have I had a job this long?
Wait, no, 1 year.
Okay, thank you.
Math is hard. I struggle with that sometimes.
You struggle with a lot of things, but that's okay here, as Apollo Crews is struggling to get Matt Riddle to keep his gosh darn shoulders down on the mat for that 3 count.
It is most certainly the case, and oh, we've seen this before. Is he going to hit him with that powerbomb? And there we go. Scoops him in, gets the shoulders down. And Apollo Crews securing his spot at the top. Knocking Matt Riddle down one more peg. But you know what? That was still a fantastic match, Plastic.
Yeah, that was a really good match there, and I'm impressed with both of them. You know, it was a good showing. Good to see Matt Riddle back here in action. But you can see the ring rust there as as Apollo Crews has been in the ring nearly constantly for the past however long. It was the better competitor by the end of it.
You're absolutely correct there. And I'm honestly very excited to see what he can do against Roddy Strong at WrestleMania. I think it's going to be an absolute knockout of a match, and it might actually steal the show at Mania.
Nah, man. Colossal Television Championship.
I completely forgot. Mr. Perfect, of course, in action against Elias. It's gonna be an interesting go around. And what do we got here, Plastic?
The following contest.
Who's this big fella?
Well, we've seen him before, as he went one-on-one with Goldberg a few months ago, as Heath Slater continues his path of dominance of Goldberg's former foes. Or attempts to, I should say. As, of course, Big Ben Andrews is, well, he's big. He weighs 400 and something pounds. He's like 7 feet tall, something like that. I don't know if Slater's got what it takes to take this man down.
We'll have to see. I'm just watching him stand up on the outside there, and I think I had the same reaction the first time I saw him. He's able to stare over the middle rope from the ground.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I don't know why Slater volunteered for this, but he chose it. So let's see what he can do, I guess.
Oh, God.
The size difference of these two men, and Big Ben Andrews immediately grappling Slater and locking him up with that abdominal stretch. Oh, Slater working out though, a little hip toss. Some impressive strength there from Slater for that one.
What does the back of Big Ben Andrews' trunk say? Andrews.
They say Andrews.
All right. Good on him, I guess, but I'm worried about Slater.
I'm incredibly worried about Slater as we see that. I think that's called the Deep Six. Didn't some other guy do that move?
I don't know, probably some jobber that wants to be king or something, or has like a belly that looks like a face. Who knows what it is, but is this really a smart thing for Slater to do 2 weeks before WrestleMania?
He's got a good chance of getting himself hurt right here. That is absolutely for sure.
Like, not only is Big Ben Andrews, you know, he's big, and he's Ben Andrews, I guess, but the fact is you don't see him. He's not a wrestler that we see here every single week. You know, Heath Slater actually has a legitimate chance of getting hurt here because he's in the ring with a no-name big boy.
That is absolutely correct, as Ben Andrews has a lot to prove. If he can get a win over your #1 contender for the World Championship. I mean, we just talked about this with Apollo Crews as he spikes the man on his head.
Okay.
We just talked about this with Apollo Crews and Matt Riddle. Like, if you get a pin over the #1 contender, it sets you up in a pretty big way. And I don't know what Slater's thinking here, jeopardizing himself like that. But in for the pin after a couple of lumbar strikes with the elbow. Not enough, though.
No. Big Ben Andrews back to his feet there, staring down at Heath Slater. But Heath Slater able to bring him down into a headlock and spiking him one more time like that.
It's impressive that he can do that to such a large opponent. I mean, the man's hips don't even are at the top rope.
Yeah, it's absurd the size of this boy. Like, I don't know what they were feeding him wherever he was from, but Big Ben Andrews, I keep thinking that he's from England, but he's not from England.
He should be based on that name, but I guess he just took inspiration from the clock tower as he hits a vicious back body drop on Heath Slater right there. Not enough to take him down, and then break the back on the knee.
Like, at least when I was watching the Goldberg Andrews match, it was believable because Goldberg is, you know, he was actually smaller than Big Ben right now. But he's Goldberg. I don't know what Heath expects to do here besides get clobbered.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure myself, Plastic, as he is doing exactly that and getting clobbered. Up for the military press slam, managing to reverse the momentum there and take down the big man with his own momentum.
Yeah, that's a huge move for Slater right there as he was able to you know, get all of the momentum to spike Big Ben and catch him with that move. And now he's going for the... Is this the first pinfall?
No, not. He's pinned him a couple of times now, but every single one of them have been a kick out at or before 1. So he's got a lot of work left to go yet.
You're too sweet.
He's too sweetin'.
Does Big Ben want in on the club? I don't think that's going to happen though.
I think he's gonna have quite the petition to make in order to get in on the club. A big reversal here from Slater, and now to the top rope. What in the world is Slater doing?
Literally, what is Slater doing here right now?
Heath Slater has got the big man up and down.
Ref, go check on them. They're dead.
The weight of Big Ben right there hitting the mat. I think I felt the ring shake from here.
Okay. All right, cool. Heath Slater getting him right back up on his feet and then just tossing him over towards Greg. Watch out, Greg.
Gotta be careful, Greg. Oh, Russian leg sweep. Now a little chop there. Almost trying to toy with Ben Andrews. However, that is definitely not the right thing to do in this situation.
The referee, though, getting close to 10. You got to get back in the ring here.
Count of 7 from the ref, I believe. Oh, 8 from the referee. Slater running back. Is he going for the count-out victory here? No, Slater gets back out, breaks the count at 9, and right back to Ben Andrews on the outside, who just throws him into the ring post. This man has had enough, and he's just gonna beat the tar out of Heath Slater here tonight.
You think Slater regrets his decision here yet?
I think he's about to, if he doesn't yet. Count of 5.
The referee. Yep.
He's at 5. Slater with a jawbreaker. So that's one way to take down the big man.
He's getting so close to the countout, but I don't think that's what he wants here. As he ducks the punch, goes to the chop, and runs into the ring there.
Count of 9, and now taunting. Oh, but Big Ben is in the ring, Slater. Oh, and he's standing right behind you. What is happening? 2 counts of 9 from the referee, and Ben throws him back out of the ring again.
I think Big Ben is seeing that his chances are not looking too good, and now he just wants to lay it beat down on Heath Slater.
Running DDT, Heath Slater down and out. This might be the end of the match here for Slater. He might have bit off a little too much more than he can chew. No pun intended.
I don't get it.
Big Ben he's a big guy. This is a big bite. More than
kind of get it.
I ruined it by having to explain it. So I guess I did a terrible job at making that joke. Count of 7 again from the referee. What is happening here with these two individuals?
I don't know. At some point here, the referee just got to call the match and just say it's done. It's over.
Oh, and both men now running into the ring. Count of 9. That's a collective 28 count for this match.
You kept track of that?
Yes, I did. Oh my, the jumping blade shot we saw him put away Lucifer Max, I think his name was, last week with that move. And then for the pin, this could be it. Is it enough to put away Big Ben? It is not. Count it 2.
I mean, that's the longest he's pinned him yet so far.
You're not wrong about that.
Unless you look at like the collective pin time as you keep track of that stuff.
I didn't keep track of that one. Elbow, kicking out the leg, and it DDT. That's a different one that we've seen from Slater in a while.
There you go. Bring him down to your level and slams that into the mat for the victory.
Oh my gosh. I'm a little thrown off by the Heath Slater even being able to win this match, for starters. How they didn't get counted out any of the 3 times that the ref got to 9. And that, right there, that superplex to the outside was absolutely unreal. I'm convinced I felt the floor shake up here.
I got no words.
Well, Heath Slater is proving one thing. He can beat jobbers. but can he beat Goldberg?
It's easy to beat jobbers. That's their job. But Goldberg, this man right here.
I heard the rumors that he was going to be here in California tonight, but I wasn't sure. From what I understand, he's been having a bit of a Twitter feud with a man known as, well, Jackson Riker, who's saying that Goldberg isn't all he's cracked up to be. He's gotten lucky on the majority of his wins. And, well, Goldberg just messaged Hogan and said, hey, give me this match. I'll show him how fluky I really am. And
you wanna remind me who this Jackson Riker fella is? I've completely forgotten who he is, son.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I know he spent some time on the undercard. He was in the developmentals for a bit. Formed a tag team with a couple of guys who I can't remember. I may have forgotten them, but outside of that, he didn't even get an entrance tonight. So let's put it there and let the audience fill in the blanks, I guess.
Did you just make the same joke that I made?
I did. I added to it. I gave it some flavor.
Unbelievable. I can't. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I'm not that clever. I can't come up with things on the fly like you.
That wasn't even clever. That's the sad part. But here we go. Goldberg, this fella, Jackson Riker. Main event.
Main event.
I guess.
Yeah, Goldberg will settle for nothing less nowadays. He's got that belt, so he's like, you're putting me at the end of the show or not at all. And, well, he wanted the match, so let's get it underway. This little butterfly suplex there. Goldberg gets straight into the action. Now, this Jackson Riker guy is quite big. He might put up a bit of a fight against Goldberg, but at the same time, maybe not.
Oh, we've seen that size doesn't really equate to anything with Big Ben in the match before, and Big Ben in the match that he had with Goldberg all those weeks ago. So Jackson Riker can be a big boy, so sure, but
oh, Goldberg, they're
whatever.
Striking at the ref bot.
Don't do that.
Very interesting. And now it's just staring down Jackson Riker, throwing words back and forth. Maybe hard to say for sure, but Riker Irish whip into the corner.
Yeah, Goldberg, I'd really appreciate it if you did not destroy the ref bot 2 weeks before WrestleMania. That would be a big problem.
It most definitely would be, as we don't have the funds to replace him right now.
Yeah, we might actually have to bring in like a human referee again, and don't want to do that.
We definitely don't want to do that. And then Riker with that sidewalk slam. He's taking control of this match a little bit. Maybe he's not just all Twitter talk, after all.
Maybe seeing Heath Slater face his jabroni squad, maybe that's gotten in Goldberg's head.
That's very possible. I'm still not totally of the opinion that Goldberg paid off all those jabronis to make it easier for himself, specifically Big Ben Andrews.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, Big Ben's match actually nearly pushed Goldberg to his limit. Big Ben came close to winning a few times there.
I think you're absolutely right. Oh my, this is a bear hug and into a rope break. Goldberg wisely grabbing the rope. But I think you're correct. Pretty sure Big Ben did push Goldberg pretty close to his limits. But it did give him it's a very easy first 3 or 4 wins in the company.
Well, kind of. I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of impressed how this Jackson Riker fella is handling Goldberg.
I kind of agree with you. He's actually putting up a bit of a fight. Oh, but wait a minute. Goldberg now military pressing a spear.
Now, see, we kind of saw that in the match before with the military press countered into a DDT, but Jackson Riker wasn't able to do that, so we know that Heath Slater can do that. Does that give Slater the advantage going into Mania?
I think you're onto something there, Plastic. Wait a minute, Goldberg doing this again. Oh my God, he just twice.
Yeah, because Slater is the king of DDTs.
He most certainly is. So that would be a pretty great opportunity for him to take the advantage over Goldberg, I think.
Like, I'm looking at Goldberg's moveset here. You got, that military press into the slam, catch him in a DDT. With the spear, you can catch him into a DDT. The only one that's a little bit tricky to work is the jackhammer.
I think that if they're going to reverse that one... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Goldberg setting something up.
Well, we know what this is.
It's a spear right into the heart of Jackson Riker, and that's probably the end of the match for Riker.
I mean, he tried. He did pretty good. That's
He
fine.
put up a bit of a fight. Oh, I won't hold that against him, but back to developmental, bud. I think you got a bit of work to grow yet.
But not too much. Don't put him down. Don't bury the talent that much.
He might show up again. Who knows? It's all
Yeah.
up to Hogan.
Like, I'm personally impressed with how he held up against Goldberg, but that's a pretty darn good way to close Monday Night Raw, Astra.
And it most certainly is. We'll see you guys Thursday for SmackDown.
Somewhere.